what advice would you give them to identify issues, and
Yeah.
when should they ask for help?
Yeah. I would say that as soon as you get the feeling, the inkling that it's going in a direction of escalation, that's when you should ask for help. Just statistically, what we know is that violence does escalate. And a lot of couples will say, "Oh, that won't be us. That could never be us." I think that there's also a lot of shame, or not I think, I know that there's a lot of shame, both on both parties, men, women, same-sex couples, there's a lot of shame in admitting, yeah, we don't function the best, or we have some toxic behaviors in our relationship. And so my advice around that would be there is a lot of non-judgmental help out there. There's a lot of people who are willing to sit down with you and figure out how your relationship can actually be thriving. And it isn't just a one answer, meaning, well, your relationship's toxic, so now you have to break up. And I think that a
Right.
lot a lot of couples do fear that. I do work with couples in my private practice who have had domestic violence in their relationship, and many of them are very nervous because they're like, "Well, she's just going to tell us that the answer is to break up." First of all, I can't make that decision. No therapist, nobody can make that decision for you. And if you're willing to put the work in, you absolutely can have a thriving relationship that is healthy. And so, really taking the first step to figure out what are the resources for you and not letting that shame be the driver of not asking for help.
Interesting. And what habits would you recommend couples that will help towards building trust and building a
Yes.
much healthier relationship?
The habit of slowing things down. I think that we often want to resolve conflict right away, right? It's super uncomfortable. I don't want to sit with this. There's the old saying, don't go to bed angry. There's all of that. And so we can often rush through the process of conflict resolution and repair. Repair is the most important thing. That's actually how we build intimacy. Esther Perel talks about, she's a total expert in couples, but she talks a lot about how we really can't have intimacy without rupture and repair, because that's how we actually build trust that, oh, my person's going to come back and they're going to apologize and we're going to figure it out and this isn't going to ruin the relationship. And so, to kind of boil that down, it takes slowing down when there is conflict, and that may look like, hey, I need a timeout. That may look like, okay, we're going to talk about this for 5 minutes and then we're going to pause and we're going to come back to it. Don't rush through conflict resolution and repair.